pass. Tries a through ball. A chance to play it in. How about Vardy with a shot! Vardy! This man is special! All too easy. They are in danger of disappearing out of sight. Given such an open invitation, he was always going to shoot.
Well, considering he has a bit of a shoot-on-sight policy, he was the one player that should have been picked up then. It was both careless and costly from where I'm sitting.
Leicester take a 2-goal lead and things should be comfortable from here on in.
That second goal has such a polarising effect on prospective moods. I mean, one team are under more pressure now to get the next goal, and the other will fancy their chances of turning 2 into 3.
He's had a go! And more and more and more! And they are disappearing out of sight! Three without reply. This is becoming a stroll. Ball through needs to be good here. Can he put it away? Juan Mata. Mane. Leicester are leading with half-time drawing close. Aimed long and direct. He is not one readily to admit defeat. Don't be surprised if he tries that again.
Well, you could see he was eager to get a shot away, but there was too much flesh and bone in his path.
And the half-time whistle goes. As easy as 1, 2, 3. It really has been that straightforward halfway through the match, but very little to suggest that much will change over the second half.
This looks well and truly sewn up already, Peter, but please feel free to forget what I've just said if there's a spectacular turnaround.
Leicester are cruising it at half-time, 3-0 ahead. And the game has already resumed here. Hits it! Great football, shot and save.
He trapped it expertly, Peter, and released it very differently.
He shoots! Tries to get it forward quickly. Passes it through. It's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing.
This defence is wary about opposition pace.
So they're just not getting too tight?
Yeah, they know that if they step up, their keeper could get a whole lot busier.
Vardy! Bonucci goes looking. More than happy to take the muscular
that's top
approach.
defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
That's the sort of defending that is going to upset the opposition. It already has, actually.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
Forward it goes. Played in by Fuchs. He's got options in the box if he gets his head up. Poorly directed kick from the keeper. He's given it away. And it's Diego Costa. Skirtle plays it forward. Loftus-Cheek. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. There is the final whistle. A huge result. A place in the next round is theirs to lose now. Success on away territory, a lead to protect at home. It is looking really good. Your reflections then, Jim?
Leicester gave themselves a dream start in this by scoring with their first attempt.
The warmest of welcomes to all of you around the globe. We're just about ready to get going. The players will be with us very shortly. The teams then, Leicester against Tottenham. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
If you're just joining us, we are already underway. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you going for goal? And he's there to make a great save.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
Lamella. Kane. Leicester were imperious when the two sides last met. Shoots! It's in!
Leicester are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
Leicester take the early advantage. Leicester scoring early again in keeping with their trend of recent weeks. Ward-Prowse. So they got the only goal to make it 1-0. Bonucci positions himself well and cuts it out. And he's made certain that won't get through. Leicester have a very fine defensive record over recent... Has a hit! Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
A more than decent attempt, Peter.
A poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. Roberto spreads it towards the left. Son Heung-min played towards the front men. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
You have to admire commitment like that, because he could easily ignore that and just kind of walk around and let others do all the chasing, but instead he looks as if he relishes the chance to dig in for his team here.
Looks to slip it through. Lamela, he's left his man. Played out to the right. Could cross it here. Terry, towering header! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, you can't ask for...
That is going to be the final action of the first half. So there you have it, a close-fought half of football, but one that still had its moments, but ultimately produced just one goal. A more than decent game up to now.
I'm sure they'll be very happy with their first half performance and the scoreline. They'll definitely want to maintain their momentum now and finish the job.
Leicester shapes the shoots. Good save, really well read. Oh, great save, real class.
Well, as Tesco, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Leicester have chosen to bring on the last of their substitutes. Can he finish? They've done it! 2 up and threatening to pull clear. He was really quick to react to the initial save, and he has his reward.
Well, they say all goalkeepers are crazy, and after that, maybe there's some truth in it.
Leicester take a 2-goal lead and things should be comfortable from here on in.
Well, at 1-0 this contest was still nicely poised, but now that it's gone to 2, mindsets are affected a lot more. Winning belief one way and that losing feeling the other.
And a header! And more and more and more! And surely that settles it! Great corner, and he did the rest.
Yeah, I just thought he wanted that more than anyone else on the pitch, and it was fully deserved. He gave it everything he had.
When the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's how you make an impact as a sub. You know, when most are tiring, you can impose a freshness and energy to best effect. What an introduction.
Leicester take a 3-goal lead, and they are romping out of sight. So what now? Header! Kane, good challenge, he just stood firm. That's the sort of defending that is going to upset the opposition. It already has, actually.
Yeah, his instinct and the timing of his runs have proven fruitful, but they have to give him a harder time like that.
Tevez! No, he's missed it.
Well, Peter, he clearly felt he was being invited to shoot, and it wasn't the worst decision he could have made.
Oh, he really wanted that.
Well, Peter, I think it's fairly obvious he's one of the biggest influences out there.
Tottenham making 2 changes as we speak. Roberto. And it's Kane. Kane. Forward it goes. Looks to clip it forward. Tevez! And with the goal at his mercy, a dreadful miss.
Leicester know they can rely on the counter, and they've just expressed a warning.
It so nearly came off for him.
Yeah, he's been at the centre of a lot of things, hasn't he? Mostly good, I should add.
Loftus-Cheek plays it out to the flank. Shoots! Ward-Prowse plays it forward. Great tackle, he had to get that right. That's one way of trying to make things happen. And the finish! He's kept it out just. And there goes the final whistle. Leicester were irresistible here, dominant, utterly ruthless. Only ever one result, a comfortable win. Your reflections then, Jim?
Yeah, looking back on this, the early goal had a big influence on what unfolded and allowed them to dictate with comfort.
So that's it from us. Many thanks go to Jim Beglin, and goodbye from us. It is the occasion when we discover the identity of those who will contest the big one. This for a place in the final of the UEFA Champions League. Well, we're on the way. Leicester are back on familiar territory, having secured victory in the first leg. They appear to have one foot in the final. If you consider the margin of victory, it would take something... Has a hit! And out to safety. Forward it goes. Aguirreche. Short Mata! Oh, terrific run to latch onto it, but the finish is all wrong.
Almost the perfect move. Almost. The finish just wasn't quite at the...
Shot at goal! Good strike, quite an alarm. Cuts it out. Keeper goes long. Canales. Floats one. Up he gets! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough.
Oh, look, I don't want to sound too dismissive, but from here, that looked the harder thing to do.
He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Juan Mata clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Half-time in the semi-final. So neither team has broken through, but certainly not for the want of trying. It's been an interesting game up to now, but still goalless.
Well, it's become an exercise in preservation, Peter. I think it's been a much more even affair, and there's no need for them to take any unnecessary risks. They look happy to frustrate and contain and just wait for a chance now.
Well, after 45 minutes, it is still goalless. A change perhaps after half-time. If you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Leicester can feel...
MacArthur has given away a free kick. Loftus-Cheek. And it's Bardsley. So what now? Mane. Bardsley. Deflected behind for a corner kick. Here's a change that was in the offing. Last one allowed. And through to the goalkeeper. Skirtle. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now it's Costa. Vardy can shoot here. Oxlade-Chamberlain. And the ball's come out. A real chance to break. Tries a through ball. Leicester disappointing in the end there. They lack urgency. He's made sure that that won't get through. Bonucci. Now the pass. It's Costa! Yes!
They'll kick themselves if that doesn't turn out to be the clincher. What a time to score.
Leicester are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
Checks on the touchline, a change about to occur.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's how...
Can he finish? Vardy! This man is special! A two-goal cushion, and it's looking safe.
And how about the timing of the pass and run? They've worked it before, and no doubt they'll work it again.
Who's ball? Who's going to... He'll have a dip! They are rampant! And they are cruising away. Absolutely thundered in. Keeper, no chance.
That is just the top drawer finish. He was always in control and couldn't have placed it any better.
A loose ball, and he should have made it 4. And time is up. Leicester booked their precious ticket to the final. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Well, to go this far, it has to be on merit, with substance. And this is more evidence of worthy contesters.
So what are we to expect in this final?
As with a lot of finals, caution plays a big part in the opening stages, but an early goal can blow all that away, so I hope that we can create an attacking contest here, which
Has a shot! Goal! We have liftoff at the final! Wonderful timing! Wonderful player! The perfect start!
well, they couldn't have planned that any better, and it's always why big players with big reputations get the big bucks. This is exactly the type of situation when teams need their stars to shine, and this fella looks bright, really bright. Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they've perfected that on the training ground, because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front, and they really commit forward in numbers too. That was all very well drilled.
Leicester take the lead, landing the first significant blow in what is certainly a significant contest.
Well, Peter, the emphasis should now switch to winning it, rather than even thinking about losing it.
Good defending, albeit from an unexpected... And a shot! And in it goes! All too easy! They are in danger of disappearing out of sight!
Well, I think there's a few trying to claim offside, but he looks to have been on. Yeah, he was on.
Leicester have a couple of goals without reply. It's 2-0.
Well, at 1-0 this contest was still nicely poised, but now that it's gone to 2, mindsets are affected a lot more. Winning belief one way and that losing feeling the other.
Now it's Luis Suarez. He's come loose. Messi. Luis Suarez gets it back.
Well, there's a lot of movement out wide now.
Yeah, you can certainly... Vardy with a shot! And it's Messi. Sergio Busquets. Scholes. Now he's wondering who wants it. Tries it up for the header! The assistant referee rightly gives him offside.
Well, that's good use of his body to keep the defender at bay and still get a shot away.
Vardy. Vardy. Whistle's gone, and we've reached the halfway point of the final. So we've had the first 45 minutes of the final, Jim. How's it looking for you?
Well, it's obvious who's likely to be more content going in at half-time, but I sincerely hope that there's a fitting response from the opposition to really engage us.
And the finish! They are rampant! And the lead is extended still further.
The first touch was absolutely heavenly, and because of it, the finish was a mere formality.
Leicester take a 3-goal lead and they are romping out of sight. Sergio Busquets. Iniesta lobs it in gently and he's cut it out. Bonucci. And it's Vardy. Vardy tries lift. Is it in? Really well taken goal. Yet another goal in an awesome performance. They are in complete charge. Given such an open invitation, he was always going to shoot.
Yeah, it looks simple, Peter, but it requires intelligent use of space and good understanding to pull it off.
Leicester look as though they're about to make a change. Leicester totally rampant here. Barcelona have just about everyone back and central.
Yeah, clearly they're trying to show strength to what the opposition have seen as a weakness.
It's a safety-first approach. Sergio Busquets. Played out to the wing. Goal kick. Leicester, their final change.
I just think that's really good management, introducing one of his younger players when the pressure's totally off, just allowing him some valuable, easy on-field experience time.
Now it's Vardy. Vardy plays it out to the flank. Diego Costa shoots! Superb from Diego Costa! And still they continue with the onslaught.
Yeah, by the looks of it, there may be still more to come.
Barcelona making another change here. Leicester tear their opponents apart once again. They are utterly ruthless. Luis Suarez. It is a corner. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And the ball is out of play. Long left in this now, just a few moments from glory. Passes it through, Diego Costa shoots! It's there! Well, surely that completes the demolition if it hadn't occurred already.
Listen, when you're on an invitation to improve your goal difference, why ease off?
Piqué. And it's Luis Suarez. Both sides a bit too casual in possession. Oh, well defended, that had to be done. And there goes the final whistle. Leicester collect the greatest prize in club football. Theirs is this famous trophy. They are champions of Europe. So onto centre stage come the central characters, the individuals who, as a team, blended into champions, and this is their moment. The warmest of welcomes to you. We await the conclusion of the pre-game formalities. And our live game is Nigeria against Senegal. Well, I'm Peter Drury, and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
As you can see, we've already started here. He goes long. That was one quality pass away from being a very decent chance. Looked very promising.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
Gets it back, and back to base. Looks to slip. Brown it! He's going after it. Tries to get it forward quickly. That's great strength on the ball. It's Iwobi. Brown it, and that'll go straight through to the keeper. Well, that's where he wants it. Aimed long and direct. The defence got the better of him this time, but I'm sure he'll go again. That's the whistle for half-time. So neither team has broken through, but certainly not for the want of trying. It's been an interesting game up to now, but still goals. Some first-half thoughts?
Well, they've never really been threatened in the first half. I think it's been a magnificent team effort. The work rate has been superb. Very, very organised.
No goals at this stage, but certainly not devoid of action. It is 0-0 here at half-time. And we are already promptly back underway.
Nigeria clearly have been the better side for me. Yeah, I know the score doesn't quite reflect it, but if they go about their game in the same manner as the opening 45 minutes, things really should improve.
Keeper's got good distance on that. Brown Ide, played out to the wing. Looks like a good ball through. Now it's Iwobi. Gets up to head it! In it goes! What a super header, dispatched beautifully.
Well, as contact goes, that was tremendous, and it helped him to direct it exactly where he wanted into that net. I think when it comes to the aerial department, this fella is definitely no slouch.
Some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. Nigeria draw first blood here.
Look, experienced voices need to be heard now, along with good purpose and urgency, and they can get right back into this.
Big chance! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Very speculative with little threat, if any, for the keeper.
Changes then in quick succession. And it's Iwobi. Tries a through ball. Now here's the through ball. Can he finish? Mane
They're actually not getting...
has a hit! It's a goal! 2 up and threatening to pull clear. However they tried to stand in his way, he just was not to be denied.
Demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Checks on the touchline, a change about to occur.
Well, you have to feel a little for the player being taken off here. I think he's been made the scapegoat after that, but I guess something...
And the shot! And in it goes! Just 1 in it now! The game takes on a whole new complexion!
Well, I think there's a few trying to claim offside, but he looks to have been on. Yeah, he was on.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Senegal get themselves back into contention.
I think they've done so well to get back in it, but it's important.
Up to meet it! They've scored! That is a fine goal, really efficiently done.
Yeah, I just thought he wanted that more than anyone else on the pitch, and it was fully deserved. He gave it everything he had.
When the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's how you make an impact as a sub. You know, when most are tiring, you can impose a freshness and energy to best effect. What an introduction.
Sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
He's had a go! Grounded Day with a shot! And with that, the final whistle. Nigeria claim victory here, and on balance, they were worth it. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Look, a win's a win. Sometimes it's not as you'd like, but you have to find a way to produce what you need.
Hello and a warm welcome to everyone across the globe. We should be on the way very shortly. The players will be with us any time now. The teams then, Nigeria against Portugal. I'm Peter Drury and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Well, I can tell you I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
rises for the national anthem of Portugal. And that gets things running. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular? Gets up to head it! And that's caused a worry or two.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close. Sometimes that's exactly the requirement to give you the early edge. Now for more.
William Carvalho tries a through ball, and it's Mario Rui, a chance to play it in. Moses demonstrating fabulous determination, he just will not be beaten. He's made sure that that won't get through. And that's put paid to a promising move. Now the pass. Now it's Brown Day. It's a goal kick. Carvalho goes looking. Looks to slip it through. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And the first half is done. So neither team has broken through, but certainly not for the want of trying. It's been an interesting game up to now, but still goalless. So your views on the first half?
Yeah, the scoreline doesn't tell the whole story, as one side has been significantly better, at least offensively.
No goals at this stage, but certainly not devoid of action. It is 0-0 here at half-time. Well, the action has already resumed here.
Nigeria clearly have been the better side for me. Yeah, I know the score doesn't quite reflect it, but if they go about their game in the same manner as the opening...
Iwobi! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Nigeria know they can rely on the counter, and they've just expressed a warning.
William Carvalho. Quaresma. Header!
Danny really got caught in a trap there, and he just couldn't get out.
Big chance! It's a goal! And that is the goal we've all been yearning for. And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
Well, you know, sometimes it pays off not to think too much about things, just put your foot through it, and that was a good example. Great contact, and the keeper had very little chance.
Nigeria get themselves into the lead.
Look, experienced voices need to be heard now, along with good purpose and urgency, and they can get right back into this.
Danny. And it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Portugal showing a little more urgency in it.
He's gone for it! Really well taken goal. A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. Changes here from both sides, in fact. Nigeria grab a couple of goals without reply. It's 2-0.
Well, at 1-0 this contest was still nicely poised, but now that it's gone to 2, mindsets are affected a lot more. Winning belief one way and that losing feeling the other.
5 minutes left on the clock. Shot at goal! Good challenge, he just stood firm. deep, harmlessly behind. Nani. So what's he planning here? Looks to clip it forward. And time is up. Nigeria can be very happy with a job well done. An efficient win for which the players simply did enough. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
There's a solidity about them, almost as if they set up not to lose and see how things unfold. That eases the pressure on the strikers, who can afford to be patient, and it's all paid off.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Nicholas Top Stadium.
You